Welcome to the Just Because Diaries, where real life meets random chats and plenty of mom moments, all while reclaiming joy in the seemingly mundane. I'm Celeste, a mom, but also a whole-ass person, navigating the balance of motherhood while rediscovering the joy in doing things just for myself. From the chaos of parenting to the little moments that make life fun, nothing is off limits. So grab a cup of coffee or something stronger, and let's get into it. There is something very strange about the week between Christmas and New Year's. Everything looks the same, but somehow it feels lighter. Today, we are unpacking why that is, and then we're leaning fully into the whimsy with lava lamps, crochet projects, and some very unexpected juggling. Hello and Happy New Year, everyone. I hope that 2026 is treating you well so far. We had a really great holiday break. Christmas was wonderful. In the morning, the four of us woke up and we opened presents. We had hot chocolates and I made those double chocolate croissants from Trader Joe's. They are so freaking good. If you have not had them, I cannot recommend them enough. But anyway, Miles and Keely were so excited about the day. Miles is just at the most perfect age for Christmas. It is so much fun watching him. And Keely was so much fun to watch this year because she is kind of starting to get the whole gift thing. She didn't quite grasp the unwrapping the presents part, but she definitely loved playing with all of the shiny new things she got. And then the rest of the day was just really chill and relaxed. In the afternoon, we headed to my parents' house with the rest of my family, and that was really nice, and it was just a really great day. However, as much fun as Christmas Day was, the run-up to Christmas was slowly making me crazy because there just wasn't enough time in the day for anything, and I was trying to cram a whole lot of things into a very little amount of time. I wanted to bake cookies, and then my sister Katie and I had to make our Christmas tamales, which we were doing by ourselves for the first time ever. We had tickets to see the Christmas lights at the zoo. We had cookie decorating with my family. And even though those are all really fun things, I was just panicked about how it was all going to work out. And then, of course, there was wrapping all of the presents, because no matter how many times I tell myself every single year that I am going to start wrapping early, I never do. And then David and I are up super late on Christmas Eve every year wrapping everything. And to top it all off, as if all of that wasn't enough, there were still all of my everyday normal things that I had to do. So things were busy and I was quite stressed. And I'm sure that many of you can relate to this. So then maybe you also felt the same when Christmas Day came and suddenly it was all gone. No more gift planning or wrapping or activity scheduling or having to host a freaking elf. Nothing. It was all over. The stress was just gone. A couple of days after Christmas, I was on a group FaceTime with my friends and we were all talking about our Christmases, and I was telling them about how free I was feeling post-Christmas and how strange that feeling was. I just had this instant relief. It felt like a physical weight had been lifted. It was really weird. And on Boxing Day and the days after Christmas, I found myself crocheting in the middle of the day during Keely's nap. And I don't know the last time I did that. Usually during her nap, that's my time to tackle any number of things I need to do. So it felt super weird. And I kept thinking to myself, shouldn't I be doing something right now? But the answer was just no. There was nothing to do. And that was the thing. It wasn't that life suddenly got easier. It's just that that extra invisible layer quietly disappeared. And the reason I was feeling so free was because the seasonal mental load was gone. It just poof, disappeared on Christmas Day, just like our freaking elf. And it was such a good feeling. And actually, this feeling made even more sense to me when I learned about an Irish holiday that takes place every year on January 6th. It is called, and I am for sure going to butcher this, it is called Nolig Nama, which translates to Women's Christmas or Little Christmas. And it's just a day that exists to say thank you to women for everything that they have done during the holidays, all of the magic making, everything. And on this day, the women take the day off completely and leave all of their responsibilities to the side of the road. The men take over all of the housework and the childcare, and the women just go off and do whatever they want. They rest, or they get together with their girlfriends, sisters, aunts, moms, cousins, whoever, and they go to pubs, or they gather together in the home and they have tea and cakes. And apparently bars and restaurants in Cork are basically full of women on this day, like almost to capacity full of women, which I just love. That's amazing. So when I learned about this holiday, I just thought, yeah, that makes total sense. And then I let myself have it. So I leaned into it. The regular mental load was still there because that doesn't ever really go anywhere. But honestly, I had kind of thrown all other responsibilities out the window because I had tasted that relief from the mental load, even if it was just a little bit of the mental load. And as far as I was concerned, for the period between Christmas and New Year's, I was going to be a house goblin who lived in oversized sweatshirts and leggings and messy buns, which, to be fair, is not far off from my normal everyday attire. But I do wear jeans sometimes, and I do put on mascara to feel more put together, but not during that in-between week. No, there were zero fucks given. I was in my comfiest clothes. I was surrounded by everything in my chaotic, messy home that was full of Christmas stuff. I was watching my favorite British reality shows, I guess you can call them. And I was having coffees with mince pies that I made just for myself because no one in my family likes them. And sometimes I would even throw a splash of Irish cream in my coffee. I was absolutely thriving as House Goblin Celeste. Probably the only responsibility that I did not throw out the window was grocery shopping, but that is purely because I like food too much to not do that. And also, house goblins obviously need snacks. We did go out on Boxing Day, or we tried to. It didn't work out because I guess literally everyone in the city had the exact same idea as us, but I lost my wallet that day. And I didn't even notice until 3 days later because I did not go anywhere. I did not do anything. I was a house goblin and I was loving every second of it. I did find my wallet, by the way, after searching for it for several days after I realized it was missing. It appeared in the Tupperware drawer in my kitchen. Super random. But anyway, it is just so wild to me that the amount of stress that the seasonal mental load brings went pretty much unnoticed by me until it was completely gone. And how crazy is that this has just become so normalized for moms. No offense, dads, I'm sure this applies to you too, but my experience is as a mom and having the weight of the holidays on us, and we don't even recognize it as an extra mental load. It's just another part of our day. And I know that the seasonal mental load is always talked about during the holidays, especially on social media. This is not some new revelation by any means. And I don't sit there watching those reels and those TikToks thinking, what? No way. I had no idea. That's definitely not what I mean. It's just that in my case, I see those videos and I think, yep. And then I move on and I hunker down and I continue doing absolutely everything. The seasonal things, the real life things. And I guess for me, I probably willingly ignore it while it's happening because it doesn't change the fact that those things all need to get done still. Now, could I be better at asking for help? Absolutely. That is something that I work on constantly, not just during the holidays. And no, it should not be all on one parent to create the holiday magic, but I know that more often than not, it kind of works out that way. In my case, it's because I 100% do it to myself because, again, I'm working on asking for help. And I think social media also plays a part in the holiday magic mental load as well because people post amazing, wonderful things that they do and that they plan for their families all of the time, preceding the holidays, during the holidays. And I know that I personally really struggle to not put that additional pressure on myself and to not feel guilty for not doing whatever amazing internet thing everyone, quote unquote, is doing. And this applies to motherhood social media in general, in my opinion, but that's a whole other conversation. And I know that in a previous episode, I spoke about how in our household, we don't even do that much in terms of holiday magic. We keep it simple for the most part. And if I was still feeling immediate relief as soon as Christmas was over, I can't even imagine what some of you who go above and beyond what we do must have felt. So I applaud all of you. I see you and I see your hard work. And I just want you to know that you're amazing and your family is so very lucky to have you. Anyway, the holidays are over now and they're done. House Goblin Celeste has gone back into hibernation again for a while and I already miss her. Miles started school again today, so it's just back to the regular routine and the trusty regular mental load. It's back to figuring out the meals for the week, making grocery lists, laundry, all of that good stuff. So if you also felt weirdly light during the week between Christmas and New Year's, you're not imagining it. You didn't suddenly become lazy or unmotivated. Something real did lift. Something so real that there is literally a whole holiday dedicated to it across the pond. And I don't think that this is some big takeaway or life lesson. It's more just something that I noticed and that I haven't been able to stop thinking about. And maybe the only thing we do with that information is to notice it and to remember what it felt like. I'm not really sure. And I would love to hear your thoughts on all of this. So if you would like to share, you can always email me at thejustbecausediaries@gmail.com. Well, I am off to a decent start with my goal of adding more whimsy to my life. I have found a couple of crochet projects that I love and that I cannot wait to start. One of them is going to hopefully be a butterfly cardigan where the cardigan literally looks like monarch wings. It's super adorable, very whimsical. But one thing that I never in a million years could have ever guessed that I would be doing to add some more whimsy to my life is juggling. But here we are. It was completely unexpected, and I honestly have no idea how this even started, but at some point during the holiday break, Miles and David started trying to juggle, and then on Boxing Day, I realized that my nieces and my nephew, my brother-in-law, everybody was trying to learn how to juggle for some reason. I never asked why or where this came from. I just accepted it and decided to go with it. So Miles and David and I have been trying to become better jugglers for the last couple of weeks, and it has honestly been so much fun. We have been having such a good time with it, and David and I can actually juggle sometimes, which was really exciting. I do have a slight advantage over David when it comes to juggling because I grew up going to public school in Southern California where it was totally normal and reasonable to dedicate an entire chunk of the school year to learning different circus tricks in PE. For real. This is fully serious. We learned how to do a bunch of circusy things. Of course, juggling was one of those things. We could also learn how to ride a unicycle. Like our school just had unicycles lying around in storage, I guess. Super weird. Did anyone else have a circus unit in their PE class growing up? I need to know if this was widespread or if it was just a weird thing that my school did. So please let me know. Anyway, all of that to say that I have a bit more juggling experience than David. So thank you, middle school PE. But it has been such a good time juggling. It's something that we all do together. It always makes us laugh because it's honestly pretty ridiculous. I 10 out of 10 recommend it should you be looking to add some more whimsy to your year this year. If you listened to my Decking the Halls episode, you may remember that I took a bunch of multicolored lights and I strung them up and down the baseboards and the door frames of my upstairs hallway. Well, I love those lights and they bring me so much joy and I can't get myself to take them down. But then I remember that lights can be whimsical, so I have decided to keep them, but with a twist. I will be taking down the multicolored lights. However, I have decided that I'm going to replace them with colored lights for whatever holiday or season. So I'll find some pink ones or red ones for Valentine's Day, green for St. Patrick's Day, that kind of thing. And maybe in between the holidays or during the summer, I'll just put up some white or twinkly white lights, or maybe I'll just stick to the white lights year round because that would definitely be easier now that I'm saying that out loud. So undecided there. But regardless, the lights are staying one way or another. I love them and we all do. I have also decided that on my journey to more whimsy, I want to explore some new creative outlets that I have been wanting to try for a while now. I want to try pottery and making stained glass. I follow a bunch of artists on social media who make such amazing things in each one of those mediums, and I want to do that too. I just think pottery and stained glass, they're so beautiful, and I really want to learn how to do it myself. So that is definitely going to be a goal of mine, and I've started to research it a bit to find classes near me, so I will keep you posted there. And since I've been following all of these different artists and creative people on social media, I accidentally discovered this girl who refurbishes lava lamps. And now I've decided that that is something that I want to do. I'm sure, like many of you, lava lamps were a big part of my childhood. I thought they were the coolest thing ever, and I used one as my nightlight for forever. Eventually, my last one died around when I was in high school, I think, but I had no idea that you could refurbish them, that you could bring them back to life. And also, did any of you know that the lava in the lava lamp is actually wax? Because I did not, and that blew me away. So now I'm on the hunt to find a broken lava lamp so that I can give it life again, because my toxic trait is believing that I can make and fix anything. And I would love to have a lava lamp in the house. That would be so much fun. And I feel so excited just talking about it. I know the kids would love it. And what is more whimsical than a freaking lava lamp? I think what I'm realizing with this whole more whimsy thing is that whimsy doesn't have to have rules. It just has to be fun and make things feel a bit lighter. And I'm loving that because it's just kind of opening my eyes to different opportunities, I guess. Like previously, I probably would have found the refurbished lava lamp girl and thought, wow, that's really cool. Probably given her a follow, and that would have been the end of that. But now I'm like, no, I will do this, and I will have a lava lamp in my house because it brings me joy, and it would be super fun to do it. So anyway, if you have any whimsical ideas for me that you'd like to share, I would love to hear them. I'd also love to hear ways that you add whimsy to your everyday life. So shoot me an email to thejustbecausediaries@gmail.com. And please keep spamming me with your 2026 goals and resolutions. I have been loving reading them, so thank you for sending them. And whether or not you have sent me an email with your resolution, just know that I am cheering you on in all of your endeavors this year. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Just Because Diaries. As I mentioned, I love reading your emails, so shoot me a message anytime about anything to thejustbecausediaries@gmail.com, and you may just be mentioned in a future episode. Also, give me a follow on Instagram at thejustbecausediaries. And finally, it would mean the world to me if you could please take a few seconds to rate and review my podcast by hitting that 5-star button and leaving me a little love note in the review section. And please share this episode with a friend who you think might enjoy being part of this budding community. Thank you so much again for listening. I so appreciate you being here, and I'll see you again in a couple of weeks. Bye for now.